I'm 101 years old, and I need to tell you something before I go. Not before I go to bed, not before I go to church, before I go. I know what's coming. I've made my peace with it. But there are things I need to say, things I should have said a long time ago. And if you're watching this, I believe God put you here for a reason. So sit with me for a few minutes. Let me tell you what 101 years on this earth has taught me. The first thing I need you to know is this: you're going to lose people. I've lost my mama, my daddy, my first husband, my second husband, Henry. Lord, I still reach for him in my sleep. I've lost friends I thought would bury me. I've lost people I never got to say goodbye to. And here's what I've learned. It's not the dying that breaks you. It's the things left unsaid. My friend Walter died in 2003. We'd been friends since 1962, over 40 years. But 6 months before he passed, we had an argument. Something stupid about a church fundraiser. Words were said. Pride got in the way. I told myself I'd call him next week. Next week turned into next month. Next month turned into when I'm ready. Then I got the call. Walter was gone, died in his sleep. And I never got to tell him I was sorry. I never got to tell him he mattered to me. I never got to say the words that were sitting right there in my chest, waiting to come out. I've carried that with me for over 20 years. So here's what I need you to hear. If there's someone you need to call them today. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, today. Because later is a lie we tell ourselves, and the graveyard is full of people who ran out of later. The second thing I need to tell you is about Henry. Henry was my second husband. We were married for 41 years. 41 years of coffee in the morning. 41 years of him humming in the kitchen. 41 years of his hand reaching for mine in the middle of the night. When Henry got sick, I was angry. Angry at God. Angry at the doctors. Angry at Henry for leaving me. One night, a few weeks before he passed, I was sitting by his bed crying, and he looked at me with those tired eyes and said, "Claire, you've got to promise me something." I said, "Anything, baby." He said, "Promise me you won't stop living just because I stop breathing." I couldn't even answer. I just held his hand and cried. Henry died on a Tuesday morning, March 14th, 2003. The sun was coming through the window. I was holding his hand, and just like that, 41 years became a memory. For the first 2 years after he passed, I didn't keep my promise. I stopped going to church. I stopped calling friends. I sat in that house and waited to die too. Then one morning I heard his voice in my head, clear as day. He said, "Claire, this ain't what I asked you to do." That was the day I started living again. Not because I was over the grief. You never get over it. But because I realized something. The best way to honor the people we've lost is to live the life they can't live anymore. Henry can't drink coffee in the morning anymore, so I drink it for him. Henry can't sit on the porch and watch the birds, so I watch them for him. Henry can't grow old with me, but I can grow old for both of us. That's not moving on. That's carrying them with you. And let me tell you something else about grief. People will tell you it gets easier. They're wrong. It doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. The hole they left doesn't shrink. You grow around it. Some days I still talk to Henry. I tell him about the news. I tell him what I'm cooking for dinner. I tell him I miss his terrible jokes. And I don't think that's crazy. I think that's love. The third thing I need you to know and this might be the most important, is that bitterness will kill you faster than any disease. I've watched people die angry, holding grudges they'd been carrying for 30, 40, 50 years. And I'm here to tell you that poison doesn't hurt the person you're mad at. It only hurts you. You think they're losing sleep over what they did to you? They're not. They're out living their life while you're sitting there letting the anger eat you from the inside. I had a sister, Dorothy. We didn't speak for 11 years because of an argument over our mama's jewelry when she passed. 11 years. When Dorothy got sick, I finally called her. We cried together on the phone for an hour. She died 3 weeks later. 11 years of silence. And for what? A necklace neither of us even wears anymore. Let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. You don't have to forget. You don't have to say what they did was okay. But you have to release it for your own sake. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you. It's about refusing to let someone else's actions control the rest of your life. The fourth thing I want to tell you is this. Stop waiting. Stop waiting until you have more money. Stop waiting until the kids are grown. Stop waiting until you retire. Stop waiting until you're ready. I've buried people who spent their whole lives waiting for someday, and someday never came. You want to take that trip? Take it now. You want to write that book? Start it today. You want to tell someone you love them? Open your mouth. The graveyard is full of dreams that never got lived. Don't let yours be one of them. I'm 101 years old. I've seen wars. I've seen presidents come and go. I've seen the world change in ways I never could have imagined. But the things that matter haven't changed at all. Love still matters. Kindness still matters. Showing up for people still matters. At the end of your life, nobody's going to ask how big your house was. Nobody's going to care what car you drove. Nobody's going to remember your job title. They're going to remember how you made them feel. They're going to remember whether you were there when it counted. They're going to remember whether you loved them well. That's it. That's the whole test. When I close my eyes for the last time, I'm not going to be thinking about my bank account. I'm going to be thinking about Henry's laugh, about my daughter learning to ride a bike, about sitting on Mabel's porch drinking sweet tea in the summer of 1978. Those moments, those people, that's what a life is made of. I'm tired now. My eyes aren't what they used to be. My hands shake when I pour my coffee. Some mornings it takes me a minute to remember what day it is. But I'm still here. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to keep telling whoever will listen. Don't waste your time on things that don't matter. Call your mama. Forgive your brother. Hug your children. Tell the people you love that you love them. Out loud with your voice, not just in your head. Because one day you won't be able to. And when that day comes, I want you to be able to close your eyes and say, I didn't leave anything unsaid. I didn't hold back. I lived. That's all any of us can hope for. Now I want to ask you something, and I want you to really think about it. Who do you need to call? Who have you been putting off? What words are sitting in your chest right now, waiting to come out? Don't tell me in the comments. Tell them. Pick up the phone, write the letter, drive to their house. Do it today. Because tomorrow isn't promised. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone. I'm 101 years old. I've said what I needed to say. Now it's your turn. Go live. Go love. Go make peace with whoever needs to hear it. And if you're sitting there thinking, but Claire, it's too late. No, baby, it's not. It's only too late when you're not here to try. You're still here, so am I. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to sit on my porch and watch the birds. Henry always loved the cardinals, and I could swear I see one out there right now, sitting on the fence like he's waiting for